Surprise, motherfucker! Hey, what's up? This is Venger Satanis, and this video is kind of another Game Master fail. I was reading something in my Google feed about a Game Master who was frustrated because her game had devolved into something called Commerce Simulator. And basically, the setup of this article was that it took the players about 10 minutes to solve this riddle or puzzle. And then the group spent another 4 hours deciding what to do with the gold or the prize that they won for solving it. And the game master was pissed off because she didn't want to deal with that, and she didn't want to be forced into the role of a merchant proxy because the players were so anxious to, I don't know, to shop around and buy stuff and things like that. I don't know if you've ever experienced anything like that. I've come close, not anything as ridiculous as 4 hours, but there's been many points where the game just kind of stalls out because the players are more interested in, shopping or doing something that's not really game related. It's just kind of like a side avenue that maybe has something to do with their character, but it's really not anything like adventuring. You couldn't call it adventuring. It's part of the role-playing game process maybe, but it's a background part that shouldn't be the focus of the game. So what do you do if you're confronted with this? I would just say, out of game to the players. Like, okay, you've been doing this for like 15, 20 minutes. It's starting to get ridiculous. Finish up. You got one more minute to decide whatever you're going to do, and then we're moving on. So that's one approach you could do. Another is you could just be like, the warlock, troll, undead creatures with the tentacles are attacking, and the alarm has been sounded, and it's just gonna be another minute or two before you're surrounded and confronted by these things. So, what are you gonna do? So that's step number two, or option number two. Um, I guess a third option would be in game. You could be like, oh well, you've spent so much time doing this that the shops are all closing for the day, and now you're going into a long weekend, and it's everything's gonna be closed for the next 48, 72 hours. So you might you get another minute to finish up, and then you might as well focus on what you're going to do next, because there won't be any more shopping. I mean, it doesn't have to be shopping. Sometimes players will, maybe it's something as simple as deciding to go left or right, and it's taking an insane amount of time. Time is valuable in a role-playing game because it's so limited, especially when you're an adult and you've got responsibilities. You've got probably a job, maybe a spouse and kids and things like that, or pets, or other things going on in your life. You can't just spend half of your time, your precious time, deciding which way to go. You got to get people, players. You've got to reinforce the idea that time is precious and there's a limited amount, and they have to like keep going. Eventually, if you keep reminding them that this is a fact, it will happen. And don't be afraid as a game master to light a fire under their ass. You can deal with the same thing with the shopping. If they can't decide to go left or right, there's a hazard that's on its way. There's some creature in the darkness that's slithering towards them, and they have to go in one direction or the other, or they're going to be attacked by this thing. Or you just flatly state, like, we can't take this much time. Maybe you have one of those little tiny hourglass things that's only like a minute or 3 minutes, and then as soon as they come and they start arguing about a decision point, maybe you flip that over and you're like, this is how much time you have, and if it's not done by this, then I don't know, I roll a die, or then an NPC that's traveling with you decides, or the first person to shout the decision, that's what's made. I don't know, something like that. Because, yeah, you can't let the game devolve while people are too busy just deciding what to do. I mean, if it's a huge decision, if it's a campaign changing, life altering decision, then yeah, you can allow for that. Give them an extra 5, maybe even 10 minutes. But that should only happen maybe once out of every 5 or 6 sessions. If it's just a routine decision that needs to be made, someone's got to do it. Either elect a party caller who makes the final decisions, or yeah, come up with something, because it's a problem. And if you let the players or just the circumstances get in the way of running the game, then you failed as a game master, and you've got to do better. And one way you can do better is to fix the situation, implement something. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to get the job done. Okay. If I find it again, I will put the link in the description below, because it was a very short, which I enjoyed the shortness of it, because I am impatient. That's one of the reasons that this whole article spoke to me. But it was informative too. So yeah, I'll try to link it down below. In the meantime, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. And I'll try to put another Fuchsia Skies video out tomorrow, because I know how much you guys love that. If you want to see the other 2 Fuchsia Skies videos, look back on my channel over the last few days, and you'll find them. And let me know the feedback on that too, because tell me how much you love it, please. And I want to make more, but I need to know that it's worth your time. Otherwise, why bother? Okay, that's it. See ya.